Morning, everyone. So, this morning, after our 2 days of Guy Fawkes, we are doing back to traditional tales. I hope you've remembered what makes up a traditional tale still in your writing. I bet you're getting really good at your writing as well. We are on to the Travelling Musicians, and this story is based on a very, very old story by a writer called Chaucer, who used to write in medieval English. And it's like a foreign language, medieval English, but this is a story that's been written by the Brothers Grimm again, but these characters have the same name as medieval English. So here we go. An honest farmer had once an ass that had been a faithful servant to him a great many years, but now was growing old and every day more and more unfit for work. His master, therefore, was tired of keeping him and began to think of putting an end to him. But the ass, who saw that some mischief was in the wind, took himself slyly off and began his journey towards the city. For there, he thought, I may turn a musician. After he had travelled a little way, he spied a dog lying by the roadside and panting as if he were tired. What makes you pant so, my friend? Said the ass. Alas, said the dog, my master was going to knock me on the head because I am old and weak and can no longer make myself useful to him in hunting, so I ran away. But what can I do to earn my livelihood? Hark ye, said the ass, I am going to the great city to turn into a musician. Suppose you go with me and try what you can in the same way. The dog said he was willing, and they jogged on together. They had not gone far before they saw a cat sitting in the middle of the road and making a most sad face. Can you make a sad face? Pray, my good lady, said the ass, what's the matter with you? You look quite out of sorts. Oh, me, said the cat, sitting. How can one be in good spirits when life is in danger? Because I am beginning to grow old, and I'd rather lie at my ease by the fire than run about the house after the mice all day. My mistress has put her hands on me and was going to put me in the water well. And though I have been lucky enough to get away from her, I do not know what I am going to live upon. Oh, said the ass, by all means come with us to the great city. You were a good singer at night, and you may make your fortune as a musician. The cat was pleased with this thought and joined the party. Soon afterwards, as they were passing by a farmyard, they saw a cock perched upon a gate and screaming out with all his might and main. Bravo, said the ass. Upon my word, you make a famous noise. What was all that about? Why, said the cockerel, I was just now saying that we should have fine weather for our washing day, and yet my mistress and the cook don't thank me for my pains, but threaten to cut off my head tomorrow and make broth for me for the guests that are coming on Sunday. Heaven forbid, said the ass. Come with us, Master Chanticleer. It will be better at any rate than staying here to have your head cut off. Besides, who knows? If we care to sing in tune, we may get some kind of concert. Come along with us. With all my heart, said the cockerel. So they all four went on jollily together down the road. They could not, however, reach the great city the first day. So when the night came on, they went into the wood to sleep. The ass and the dog laid themselves down under a great tree, and the cat climbed up into the branches, while the cockerel, thinking that the higher he sat, the safer he should be, flew up into the top of the tree, and then, according to his custom, before he went to sleep, looked out on all sides of him to see that everything was fine and okay. In doing this, he saw afar off something bright and shining. Calling to his companion, said, There must be a house no great way off, for I see a light. If that be the case, said the ass, we had better change our quarters, for our lodging is not the best in the world. Besides, added the dog, I should not be the worse for a bone or two, or a bit of meat. So they walked off together towards the spot where Chanticleer had seen the light, and as they drew nearer, it became larger and brighter, till at last they came to a house in which a gang of robbers lived. The ass, being the tallest of the company, marched up to the window and peeped in. Well, donkey, said Chanticleer, "What do you see?" "What do I see?" said the ass. "Why, I see a table spread with all kinds of good things, and robbers sitting around it making merry." "That would be a noble lodging for us," said the cockerel. "Yes," said the ass, "if only we could get in." So they consulted together how they could contrive to get the robbers out, and at last they hit on a plan. The ass placed himself upright on his hind legs with his 4 feet resting against the window. The dog got upon his back, mewed, and the cock screamed, and then they all broke through the window at once and came tumbling into the room. Amongst the broken glass was a most hideous clatter. The robbers, who had been not a little frightened by the opening concert, had no doubt had some frightful hobgoblin had broken in upon them, had scampered away as fast as they could. The coast was once clear. Our travellers soon sat down and dispatched what the robbers had left, with as much eagerness as if they had not expected to eat again for a month. As soon as they had satisfied themselves, they put out the lights, and each one of them found a resting place to his own liking in the house. The donkey laid himself down upon a heap of straw in the yard. The dog stretched himself out upon a mat inside behind the door. The cat rolled herself up on the hearth before the warm ashes, and the cockerel perched upon a beam on the top of the house. And, as they were all rather tired with their journey, they soon fell asleep. But at about midnight, when the robbers saw from afar that the lights were out and that all seemed quiet in the house, they began to think that they had been in too much of a hurry to run away, and one of them, who was a bit bolder than the rest, went to see what was going on. Finding everything still, he marched straight into the kitchen and felt about until he could find a match in order to light a candle. And then, spying the glittery eyes of the cat, he mistook them for live coals and held a match to light them up. But the cat, not understanding this joke, sprang at his face and spat and scratched at him. This frightened him dreadfully, and he ran away to the back door. But there the dog jumped up and bit him on the leg, and as he was crossing over the yard, the ass kicked him, and the cockerel, who had been awakened by the noise, crowed with all his might. At this, the robber ran back as fast as he could to his friends and told the captain how a horrible witch had got into the house and had spat at him and scratched his face with her long bony nails and fingers, how a man with a knife in his hand had hidden behind the door and stabbed him in the leg, how a black monster stood in the yard and struck him with a club, and how the devil of all things had sat upon the top of the house and cried out, "Throw the rascal up here!" After this, the robbers never dared to set foot in the house again, but the musicians were so pleased with their quarters that they took up the house themselves, and there they are, I dare say, to this very day, pleased with the safety of their own home. The end. I hope you enjoyed that story. And like I said, this story was originally written in the medieval times, very, very old English it's written in, a long, long time ago. Have a lovely day and enjoy the weekend, and I will see you on Monday for another traditional tale. I hope you're enjoying them as much as I am. See you later. Bye.